Since the founding of our nation, each generation of Americans has shown concern for their children's future. From education to personal development, it seems like many millennials today are a little less motivated to strive for excellence at school and work. Some experts say modern technologies and social media platforms are to blame. Others say American parents are just way too protective of our kids today. Some experts say children could lose the ability to think critically and make independent decisions. Joining us from freerangekids.com is Lenore Skenazy. Lenore, thank you for being with us. And as a father of many children myself and grandchildren, I believe protecting kids is part of my duty, encouraging them to make wise decisions. Are you saying people like us are doing the wrong thing?
Oh, no, I don't think anybody thinks that encouraging children to venture into danger is a good idea and not protecting them is wise. Free Range Kids and now Let Grow, the nonprofit that grew out of Free Range Kids, is basically proposing something that is probably very familiar to you. It's an old-fashioned way of raising kids where our job is to protect, but to gradually give our children more independence as they grow so that they are not growing up completely dependent on us.
Well, why are parents today overprotective? What are the reasons?
Well, I never blame parents because I feel like they're in a society that has deemed that everything that children do, see, eat, wear, hear, everything is presented in terms of danger. Drinking out of a plastic cup, they're going to get cancer. Walking to school at age 9, they're going to get abducted. So I don't blame parents, but I do blame the media because I feel like when my mom was raising me and she sent me walking to school, how old were you when you walked to school?
Well, I'm trying to remember. I think I was in first grade.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
6, 7.
Yeah, and nobody was second guessing her. Nobody was calling up on a cell phone. They didn't have cell phones to say, Mrs. Skenazy let her 5-year-old or 6-year-old walk to school today, because we weren't seeing everything children did independently as if it was going to kill them and as if the parents were irresponsible. But now with this very, hyper terrified country that we're in, with all this bad news coming at us 24/7, a news cycle that my mom, thank God, didn't have to listen to when she was raising me, it feels like your kid is in danger when, in fact, the crime rate, the actual FBI statistics crime rate today, is lower than when most of us were growing up. It's back to the crime rate of 1963.
So why are parents today overprotective? What are the reasons?
Well, I never blame parents because I feel like we're living in a very terrified era when everything that is presented to us is presented in terms of how it could hurt your kid. Drinking out of a plastic cup, they're going to get cancer. Going and walking outside, they're going to be kidnapped. Details at 11, is there a danger in your toy chest? Everything is presented as something that is out to hurt your kid because of the media. The media is not there to inform us. The media is there to make money. And the way you make the most money is by having the most viewers. And the way you get the most viewers is by scaring them, because when you're afraid, you watch.
Sometimes they have to make their own mistakes. I know another popular saying goes, failure is the mother of success. So does the same principle still apply today? And to what extent should parents jump in before it's too late?
Well, the too late thing sounds very scary. And I'm afraid that that's something that our generation that's raising kids now, has been trained to think. We're always doing what I call worst first thinking. You go to the worst case scenario first and you proceed as if it's likely to happen. So many times when I talk to audiences and I ask people to tell me about something that they loved doing as a kid, they can't stop talking. Everybody, they're little groups, and then I say, okay, do you let your own kids do this? No. And it's like, well, if we're trying to give our kids the best possible launch, is it a great idea to not let them do anything on their own because something bad might happen? So to always think about, like, what if something goes wrong? When do we step in? Is to sort of rewrite childhood as so disastrous and so dangerous that we don't want our children ever having to rise to any occasion. And yet we all know that when we do that, that's when what did you say? Failure is the mother of success. So you have to let them fail a little. You can't be there to solve every problem. You want to raise a problem solver, you can't be solving their every problem.